actually in your neck of the woods, Maddie. I was a recruiter for kind of IT level positions. Really enjoyed the experience.
Did you though? I'm kidding.
I did.
Did you get your feelings hurt a little bit?
I got my feelings hurt every day. I was not built for cold calling. I will fully admit that. And anyone who is, I have the utmost respect for. And I think too, it's a matter of prioritizing all aspects of the practice, right? Valuing all aspects of the practice. I think to some people, you obviously have to prioritize providers, right? They're the people interacting with patients. They're making the clinical decisions. They're driving patients through the continuum of care. But everyone else in the practice plays a very important supporting role. And if you ever question how important that supporting role is, just lose a rock star front desk person and try to replace them. Lose a scheduler that, knows your business inside and out. Lose a biller who drives, allows the providers to capture maximum value for the work that they do. I mean, it's a tale as old as time, but people, you don't know what you got till it's gone. And it's a lot easier to keep those people that are high performers by understanding their day-to-day challenges, trying as best as you can to mitigate them and give them the tools to be as successful as possible, while also understanding that there's some things, particularly in healthcare, that are just fully out of our control, right? I mean, not going to rail on MIPS here, but, nobody loves MIPS, but you got to do it, right? I mean, there's not, for an orthopedic practice, a ton of clinical value that comes from tracking immunization status and fall risk, yes, smoking, yes. But, 3 of the 8 measures that you're actively tracking for quality aren't contributing to the betterment of the orthopedic continuum of care. But you got to do it. And that's time from staff. That's effort from staff. That's, understanding that having the training in place so the staff knows what to do. And that's just something that no one would choose to do. No one loves to do, but everyone has to do to be viable and sustainable in private practice today.
That's great. Thanks for tuning in to the Healthy Careers podcast. In 2024, we reached over 32,000 listeners and ranked in the top 15% of all podcasts. We're proud to have SharePro Health as a sponsor and are currently looking for 2 more partners in 2025. If you're looking to connect with healthcare leaders, providers, and innovators, we'd love to spread the word about your service, product, or business. Reach out to me, Maddie, for more details. And I would think also that being a collegiate athlete and being on a team and having to do all of that while also in college probably taught you a little bit about working as a team before you actually needed to in a professional sense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I would take it all the way back to, high school sports. I mean, anything you can do, and whether it's athletics or you're in theater or the band or the chess club, anything that brings you into close contact, working towards a common goal with people that have different backgrounds, different approaches, different thought processes, different attitudes, positive and negative, is going to help you move towards or help set you up for success in the management role. I think, of course, a little bit biased, football is uniquely positioned to do that. It's a very large team, right? I mean, you think about a college basketball team versus a college football team, is probably 3 times as many people. That means 3 times as many personalities, 3 times as many opportunities to, work together. Individual sports, I think, are just as valuable as team sports, but in a team environment, you have that requirement to, what goes up on the scoreboard is a direct reflection of how well your team is working together. But it's also, I think, goes back to the point we just made. The success or failure of a team is not tied to, in football, the 11 people on the field at any given time. It's the 11 people on the field plus the 50, 60, 70 teammates and support staff on the sideline that enabled the practices, that served as the scout team so that the 1s and 2s could, run the game plan for that week. All of those things go together, and all of those pieces are critically important. And again, pull one of those out and you'll see how critically important it is. You can't have your first and second team starters running against air Tuesday through Friday. They need a scout team that's going to show the looks of the team you're playing against. So I like to think that I do a good job. I certainly try to be intentional about making sure everyone, no matter their level of contribution, is acknowledged for the work that they do. But I think that really starts all the way back, from the team-based environments in high school and college athletics, for sure.
100%.
I used to say this when I was interviewing. Unfortunately, my sophomore year of college, we did not win a game. We went 0-10. It's a matter of public record. Anyone could look it up. It's just pure facts. But I actually think that in the grand scheme of things, it's better than going 10-0 from like an interview standpoint, because it's like, it's easy to be a part of a 10-0 team, right? I mean, I don't want to say it's easy. It's easy to stay a part of a 10-0 team. You're winning. You're loving life. Everything's awesome.
Everyone's pulling their weight. Yep.
When you're getting skunked, week in, week out, that's where you show the perseverance. That's where you show, like, I'm committed to staying here. I made a commitment to my teammates. I made a commitment to the university. I'm going to see this through. So I use that a lot in interviews, because it's like, it was terrible to go through it, but it was better to be now have been 0-10 than 10-0. I think that's the kernel that I take from it.
I love that. Well, I mean, you probably spent a little more time watching and analyzing the tapes when you were losing versus winning, right? I think that's with anything in life. You reflect more, because it's really easy when you're winning to just say, oh, I've got it in the bag, right? Like, I don't need to work harder. I don't need to put in the extra time. But when you're down, I mean, you're doing everything and anything that you can to get better, to sharpen your tool bag. And if you can't, get to that point, then, that's what makes us better. And I laugh when you were saying individual sports, because my dad, he coached basketball and baseball, and he wanted so bad. He played collegiate baseball. He wanted me so bad to be this like sports girl. And I love working out, but I'm an individual. Like, I cheered and danced. And he was like, those aren't sports. So I appreciate you saying that even individual type stuff is still a sport. It's still, you gain skill sets.